on, you Brapaholics? So we are working on the X3 for once. And not in a good way. So I've been driving this periodically through the winter time, just here and there. Nothing too serious. A couple of weeks ago, I took this out for a ride and was kind of drifting on ice and stuff. And I started noticing and hearing a vibration in the floor. And I assumed that it was the front diff not liking the slippery ice because these are technically kind of like a 3-wheel drive system. So there's lockers that switch back and forth to what wheel is free spinning. So I thought that was what I was hearing because it was just free spinning so much. So I kind of been driving it here and there, nothing too serious. And then yesterday we decided to take it out on the state landing ride with me and Brock while I was reviewing these soft top windows. And the vibration got really bad. So here we are in the garage. I don't think it's the front diff. It seems to be working fine. I did some research on it, and what probably is the issue is that where the front prop shaft connects to the drive shaft at the carrier bearing right there, the splines tend to get a little wobbly. They don't throw any grease or have a grease fitting there to keep those splines just lubed up and hugging and just have them tight together. So after a while, the mileage ranges. I see people that hit 2,000 miles and complain about it, and I've seen some people that hit 200 miles and complain about this issue. I didn't even know it was an issue, to be honest, but we're at 1,900 miles and now it's starting to do it. So we're gonna tear it apart. This is gonna be the easiest thing to do, just to see. Let's inspect this drive shaft, prop shaft spline, and then we'll throw some grease in it and see if that fixes the issue. And if it doesn't, then we might have a front diff issue, but I think it's the drive shaft. So that's what we're gonna do, is inspect this. This is not how to by any means. There's a lot of videos showing you show you guys how to do this. It's a pretty simple fix, to be honest. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it, and we'll see what happens. Once I'm done with this unit, I'm actually going to start painting this white truck way over there. If you can see it. Finally gonna start painting that. I got the hood here and stuff. It's all ready to go. Just gotta go get the supplies and get this beast out of the way. And then once the white truck's done, we'll finally have some bay room. Brock still got his Duramax here. So here's the spline where the prop shaft connects to the drive shaft. This is the carrier bearing. So this right here is what people are packing full of grease, is these splines. And you can see right there, it looks like it's thumping the framing down below. And I think that's the thumping I'm hearing. Is this the cause, or is the carrier bearing sloppy? And in my opinion, it feels fine. This is a rubber carrier bearing, so it's supposed to move a little bit. It's supposed to flex. Is it flexing enough to make that thump, or is that not adjusted right? It looks like, and I have to take it off. It just looks like it should be on farther, but let's take it off and inspect it. That's just the easiest thing to do. So we're gonna unbolt the front diff. We're just gonna push it forward. So we're gonna unbolt that bolt, and we're gonna unbolt the front bolt on the front diff, and then we'll unbolt the front diff, slide it all forward, and that shaft will come out, and we'll see what it's doing. I mean, the splines don't appear sloppy, but that's what people are doing. All right, so I just took it out. Ooh, lighting. Maybe better. There we go. All right, so I just took it out for a test ride. Another issue, I don't remember if this is 2020, and the videos I watched might have been older. I don't really remember. The bolt that tightens up the spline on this model anyways, I don't remember if that was on the other videos, so that might be an update to the fix of this rattling issue. I think my nut just kind of rattled loose a little bit. So anyways, I put the grease in there, and I snugged this bolt down for the splines really good. And I just took it for a test ride, and well, it's not doing anything now, so it doesn't sound like it's mad at me anymore. So the front diff's not making weird noises. So it was this drive shaft, so we'll have to keep an eye on it, and now hopefully that's an easy fix for you guys too. But as I was lifting up the back end, because I wanted to kind of roll the drive shaft around, I lifted it up, but that didn't work. So I was lifting it up, and I'm gonna have to lift it up again to show you guys. But this rear tire over here, so this rear tire right here, well, if you watch it, when I get it off the ground, it does more of a wobble than I would like to see it do. I don't know if you guys could see that, but I'll just do this. That ain't normal. That's either a bad bearing or the spindle is not snug down enough. So this is the tire. So this is the trailing arm that I replaced when I first bought this. So this was all just bent and smashed up. So I bought a new trailing arm, new radius rods, new CV axle. So it's very possible that when I put the new CV axle in, the nut just came loose or whatever. So I'm gonna have to take this tire off and see what's going on. I'm trying to sell this, so I don't want to sell this. I don't want to sell this being sloppy, you know. So I fixed the problem. Basically the hub nut was just loose. So it's all tight down and torqued, and she's way better now. So she's ready to send. Alright, so I'm finally gonna make a video on this snowmobile that's been in the background for like 4 months now. So basically I'm working on this for a client. It came in, it was leaking water. So I found out that the water pump was leaking. I replaced all the seals in that. So I pulled the engine up because the water pump is on the back side of the engine. So in order to even get to it, the engine's gotta come out. So I pulled it out, find out that the water pump seal, the outside seal is leaking. So I replaced all that, and I just replaced the whole water pump. So I put it all back together, put the engine back in, and I go to dump some water in it, and I go to start it, and it fires up, runs for about a minute, and then dies. And I can't figure it out for the life of me why it died. So this is an F7. So this is a 03, I think. 03, 04, F7, I think. It's EFI. They took the F7 engine and threw it in the 440 Snow Pro chassis. So it's kind of custom, like very custom. So anyways, couldn't figure it out, so I take the engine back out and make sure that everything's working well. I did a compression test on it. Then I realized that I had a blown head gasket when I had the engine out the second time. So replaced that, put it back in, still can't get it to fire, I tested everything on this thing. Tested the fuel pressure, tested the fuel pump, tested the injectors. I dumped gas down the cylinder, it would start, and as soon as all the gas was burnt off, it died. So even after checking all that, I just could not figure it out. I had spark, I had fuel, so I dumped enough gas down in the crank and got start, and I got to run for a minute on that fuel. And once all that fuel was burnt up, it died. So this has a tuner on it. So when it ran, that blinked up and everything. And this doesn't have a dash, so if it was throwing codes, I had no idea. So anyways, months and months and months, I finally figured out with the tuner on, I was getting fuel through the injectors. Barely. Like I said, I'm a little unfamiliar of how much fuel is actually supposed to come out of the injector. I had fuel coming out, but I don't think it was enough fuel, obviously. So I took the tuner out and everything, and I ran it off the OEM harness. And sure enough, I pull it, nothing. So what I think was going on is I was getting enough power to power up the tuner, but for some reason the OEM doesn't work. So after months and months of pulling on this thing and not figuring out what the heck's wrong with it, I even changed the reeds out of this thing. I thought maybe the reeds were shot. They were old, but they weren't necessarily bad. So what came down to it is I finally got a hold of an ECU. I plugged a new ECU in it. Sure enough, that was it. Oh, I forgot to mention, this thing is also bored out. It's an 800. So pull starting an 800 that doesn't want to start, not a fun time. I give myself tennis elbow. I've been dealing with it for about 4 months now. I have to wear an armband and everything for my elbow because it hurts so bad I can hardly lift anything up. So I haven't really been able to ride that much either because it hurts so much. Okay, but anyway, so now so I got it firing. We're back at it. I got it to start. It starts up in 1 to 2 pulls, no problem. And I've had water sitting in this engine and stuff for months because I want to make sure that nothing was leaking, and nothing was leaking at all. Well, anyways, I got it running for about 10 minutes, and all of a sudden just water's just pouring out the bottom of the engine. So basically the wheat pole for the water pump is leaking, which means the seal for the water pump has failed. So that means I gotta pull the engine out for the 3rd time. Or at least I'm gonna tip it. I think I can tip it enough to get to the fuel pump, to get to the water pump. I think if I can't, then not a big deal to pull it out. It's just I got 3 mounting points and Just gotta take everything off. I've done it enough anyways. I know how to do it. So that's where we're at. I'm kind of caught up on my truck stuff at the moment. I got the white Ford over there finally painted. I just gotta put it together, and that truck is done. And then I'm gonna be working on my other truck outside. So that's the next step. But I want to get this out of the way. It's been sitting in here for 4 months. Luckily, we had a horrible winter, so we haven't even been able to ride it, or even the client to ride it. So, but it needs to get out of here. So let's finish this up. Hopefully, we can get it done today. Got the water pump opened up. So the brand new impeller that I put in it, for whatever reason, shattered. So it broke, and all that water was getting past the seal apparently. So I got to put a new impeller in it and seals in it again. I don't know why it broke, but it did. So I think I can warranty it out. We'll see. So here's the impeller. Yeah, it just broke right in half. I really don't know why. So it's gonna have to sit here for a couple more days, but once I get it in, we'll throw it back together. So I believe I have the water leak fixed finally. I had quite a bit of issues for some reason, but appears to be not leaking anymore. So I got it all together. We're gonna start it up, and hopefully it's done. So the Firecat is finally done. I got it out of here. I stuck it out to that garage door over there because my paint booth is still up. So I finally have more room for activities over here, for the most part. So now I'm gonna finally pick up this area. It has been a disaster for like 3 months. So I'm gonna clear this whole section out for the most part. Gonna move all these boxes out of the way right there. And get this a little bit organized. Just get the whole floor swept up finally. But anyways, this is the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram and Facebook and Discord. Check out the website, rapperholic.com. All the links are down below. If you want to check out some of our merch and some of the accessories that we are selling through our website, I greatly appreciate it. You guys are absolutely killing it right now. We have a lot of fun stuff coming up. We have a new side-by-side in. It is a different one than what's normally on the channel, so that's gonna be awesome. So we'll get that going. So we'll check that out, and we have we're gonna be doing a lot of work on the XP Turbo and on the XP 1000. Just getting everything tuned up for this summer. It's gonna be a great season. So if you guys could hit that thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.